in the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 1 to 15. But let's talk about verse 13. You see, when Joshua, where I'm standing now, my left hand side is the west, is the east. And my right hand side is the west. The north is down, the south is up. And so the sun rises from this direction and goes straight and sets in the east, in the west. Now in between this the south and the and here and the east and the west, this is the east, this is the west, this is the south, and this is the north. In between here, which is the southern part, and the west, which is this is the west. In between here is called the southwest. Okay? And in between here is called the southeast. And from the bottom is called the northwest. Now Gibeon was between here, this direction, down. I have to use my forehead. This is the south, and this is the east, this is the west, and this is the north. In between here and here is the southeast, the west, and between here and here is the east, is the northeast, is the northwest. So this region here, this angle here, is where Gibeon, the city of Gibeon, the Bible says this was a royal city. 5 kings stood against it. They wanted to go to war against this. Okay, they wanted to go to war against the city here. And so the sun rises from the side and sets on the side. And so when Gideon spoke to the sun to stand still, the sun stood at the middle here. And when the sun is here, it shines over all. That's why, and he said the sun stood at the middle and stood there for 24 hours. The sun is supposed to, by 12 noon, the sun is supposed to have set for this other part, the west. Okay, but the sun stood for 24 hours at the middle, and he spoke to the city of the valley of Ajalon that the moon should stand still. Now, the valley, you see, when there's no light in the valley, it's difficult to conquer a city that is surrounded with mountain because of the height advantage. Talk less when the valley is in darkness. It's difficult for you to conquer a city like that. So he had to set the sun, the moon, to stay over, to be still, to stand still over the valley of Ajalon. What I'm trying to talk about is the power and authority where we command things. We move from that place of pleading and begging and asking, say, behold, I give unto you power from creation, from the beginning. Have dominion, have authority, dominate, and multiply. So this is it. When he spoke from the place of authority because he knew who he was in God. The Bible said that Joshua spoke before Israel. And one of the 5 kings was from Israel. The king of Israel also stood against Gibeon. And so when the people of Gibeon had to beg Joshua to come to their aid because 5 kings were against them, there was no other way. The Bible said that Joshua went with his best army and everything. There was no way he could conquer a city that is surrounded with mountains, even Jerusalem, Israel. But he had to speak to the sun. That's the place of power and authority. That is a place. The Bible said, when my people are called by my name, he said, when they pray, a people can be 2, must not be a multitude of nations, can be 2 people. When they call, they prayed, ask for forgiveness and pray, he said they will heal the land. And so when we pray, when we command the power of God to go into effect, let there be. That was what Joshua did in his days. And Jesus said, even greater works than that he did, that we, the children of God, would do more greater works. So when we speak in the place of authority, we command things. You see, one thing about the occult is this. They don't beg, they command from the power because they operate in levels. See, the wicked powers of the darkness, they command, they know how to operate. They don't plead. And that's where we children of God, Christians, are supposed to operate from. We command and we make things happen. We come from the place where we start pleading I will start commanding things. Let there be over nations, over cities, over kingdoms, over countries, over organizations. Let there be. Let's begin to command from that area. You see, even 2, 3, you will see changes. This area of where we begin to plead and ask, no, that's not where God has placed us. He has placed us in the place of authority where we command and make things happen in His name. That was what Joshua did to make the sun to stand still for him. Stay blessed and bye-bye.